What? Yeah. No. Yep. All right. Yesterday we talked about independent or dependent event. One's independent, one's dependent. Before we get into this, I do want to just talk about the schedule for a moment. The schedule. This is what's been posted in Schoology. We're already about a week and a half into chapter 8. You're scheduled for a quiz on Thursday on probability. But you guys all seem kind of stressed, so I was thinking that could be kind of like a partner quiz situation where you can communicate and cooperate on that. So we'll review tomorrow. We'll have a handout for you, and then we'll do like a mid, because we are on the third section, a mid-chapter quiz, and then on the 25th, that's next Friday. No, this Friday. Some people will be doing a general paper in the morning that doesn't affect 6th period. Some people are in an ACE Marine exam. ACE Marine is in the afternoon. And then on Monday, ACE Thinking Skills, is that true? Next Monday? So ACE Thinking Skills will be next Monday afternoon, so that's going to be tricky. And then ACE Journal Paper the next day, ACE Marine again the next day. ACE Language on the 30th. And that's in the morning, so that's not going to affect 6th period. On the 1st and 2nd, I have heard, not from anybody at the school, but from students at the biology EOC are those days.
Like what, the May 1st?
For that?
May 1st is, May 2nd.
May 1st or 2nd. Do you know if it's in the morning or the afternoon?
It's but I know, did I? First or Thursday or?
This is Thursday.
Yeah. I thought it was one of those things. Friday, May 2nd, travel towards the pieces.
Okay, travel. Okay, and then ACE Lang again. But I think that's a morning exam. And then you're supposed to have a chapter 8 test on May 6th.
We also have environmental.
That's do you know if it's morning or afternoon? No, it's actually getting moved to Tuesday. That's ACE History in the afternoon. And also AP Human Geo is that morning. And then on the 7th, I have to proctor. All 10th graders take a reading test next Wednesday, and I proctor that. So I don't have class like 1st through 4th period. So I'll try to catch you guys up then.
Yeah, so I won't see you Monday. I won't see you Tuesday.
I'll see you the whole week.
Gone the whole week.
In the afternoon. And then is it true that May 12th is the biology EOC?
It's also
anybody?
For some people.
Did I already just say that? No, that's the second. I think that's last year.
We also have a ACE line part one.
I already have that in there. It must be a different.
Like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
No. It looks so clear. But then when you try to organize it in your head, it's not as easy. So, like, because she's saying ACE Lang, but so there's ACE Lang AF, and then there's English language. Yeah. That's the 30th and the 5th. So, which one are you talking about? Literature?
No.
On the 12th?
Sophomores are in A, and then the juniors and seniors, you go into A, depending if you had general paper questions.
So this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Long story short, okay, I am aware. And some people aren't in very many at all, and some people are in a whole lot. And this class is a combination of 9th, 10th, and 11th graders. So if we were to pause for every 9th grade exam, every 10th grade exam, and every 11th grade exam, we would almost not be doing any new curriculum anymore. So just so you know, I still go through the curriculum. If you know, particularly if it's not a typical 10th grade exam, if you know you have something in the afternoon and you won't be coming to 6th period, you're welcome to come in 1st, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Okay? Yes. Yeah, come in. So if you want to come in and do class earlier in the day, you can. Or come after school or watch the videos or whatever. But this schedule is online, so if you're not here because of testing, just know you know what's going to be what we're doing because it's online.
So like, okay, I could go to my next test and
So not second period.
not second.
No.
There's that.
Yeah, so I won't be teaching. All right. Back to Bauer.
It starts at 11:45. No, you'll have pretty much if you're PM.
So the spinner shown. Oh, there was one more thing. I just heard Gavin reminding me. All right, so here are the points that are left for quarter 4 in Algebra 2. We're about halfway through. Progress reports are about to be in. So the partner quiz I'm giving on Thursday will be about 30 points. There will be one more test, 100-point test, coming up the beginning of May. There will be an optional 100-point project, similar to the optional project before the midterm exam, where you will, by yourself or in a group, you'll pick a section that's on the final exam and you'll teach it to the class. You'll review it. And that'll make the review week just a little more interesting. Other people will go over it. So, yeah, just in your class period. You'll come up, you can like prepare a PowerPoint or write on the board, just explain a section that we've already covered.
Well, I'm gonna be here on the 16th. So is there any way I can make that up?
Yeah, so you mean for the project or the review? This is just when the review starts. It's 5 days. And it'll be out of this workbook, so you rip it out before you go. And it's just like before the midterm exam, it's just a bunch of multiple choice questions. So we take 4 or 5 days just to review for the exam, and that packet is worth 50 points. That's actually due the day of your exam. So you have a lot of time to get it done. Also, there's probably at least 80 points worth of assignments still to go into the grade book before the end of 4th quarter. No, you can work with anybody all day, but
how would they teach it?
Well, sometimes you get permission from other classes. So if like you'd prefer to go in 3rd period, you just have to get permission from your 3rd period teacher, and you can go in with people in 3rd period, and they can come in here. But the best case scenario is that you teach it in both classes if you have a partner in a different class, and I have a whole rubric for that. I'll explain it soon here.
So it's not like how it was before the video thing.
It's like in person. Like you just come up and write on the board or show a PowerPoint and explain it.
Wait, so the project makes every different?
Yes, 2 different things. 2 different things. This is done as optional project, done outside of class. It will be during this week between the exam review and the exam. We'll be working on multiple choice questions in here, and then some people are going to come up and present their project to help you study, to help you review. So the handout for it is due the 16th, but your presentation will be the week after.
So when is our exam? You know?
My best guess is May 28th.
Yeah.
No, do you have school on the 29th? Yeah, you do.
What?
There's no school the 30th. So I bet 6th period will be Thursday, May 29th. But they haven't told us yet.
When's our last day?
May 29th. So your 6th period exam will be the last day of school.
Because my AC exam is the 20th.
The last week of school is all exams, just exams, no class, just exams.
So how do
They study all
an exam that I'm missing? Half days or then how many?
it says on that calendar right there. I'm not gonna even have that.
Didn't they change it because of the stupid hurricane?
Yeah, they might have.
Yeah, but I thought that's like this one. This one. For example, since I have an ACE one of the exam days, and how are we gonna like how's the entire?
They won't let you take it early.
I know, so how
And the ACE exam is priority, so you take your ACE exam and then you have to come in and make it up on a makeup day.
So like when school's over?
Sometimes, yeah, for ACE exam.
So I won't even be here.
You need to start organizing that with that teacher.
But we don't even know exam.
Ask your guidance counselor. If you already know you're not going to be here after school and you already know you have a conflict. Also, if it is early out, or you could probably do it during a study hall, but it's definitely something to be aware of. If you have a conflict between an ACE exam and a school exam, even in EOC, the ACE exam takes priority because they cannot alter those dates. But EOCs, there's periods for your teachers cannot give their teacher exams early, so those will go later. It's just like very strict. It's like one of our strictest policies. No early exams in that classes.
So when is the project like start?
Whenever you got the rubric, you can work on it.
When do we learn what exam?
And if you're eager, I can get that rubric out soon.
Do you know?
Sometimes they give it to us like the week before, but you know it's either it's just that last week of school.
I was just wondering if they knew like what exams.
It's usually 7th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, but I think it was different over.
I remember last year. Yeah, last year school we ended in.
It was 5th, 6th on the last day.
Yeah, we ended in 5th.
Milo?
The last week of school, so it's gonna be like semester term, or they're gonna be like basic term. I already know that they're gonna have our math exam that week. But do you know if there's gonna be any other basic term?
You have to ask your teachers. This is the calendar. This is the ACE calendar. So you can take a picture of this. There's actually none. The last week of May in here.
So then it will be mostly semester like
No, a lot of your classes, even though you have an ACE exam, will still have a class exam.
Yeah, so they're gonna be semester term.
Or year long, I don't know. Okay, back to the probability. Anyway, just make sure that you're aware of your schedule and you let me know if you have any concerns or you're missing anything. I'm trying to be as aware as possible of what's going on. The spinner is divided into equal parts. Find the probability that you get a 5 on your first spin. And a number greater than 3 on your second spin. Now, this is an independent situation. A spinner does not change, okay? It stays the same spinner no matter how many times you spin it. So, whatever you get on your first spin, it starts fresh on that second spin. Still 1 out of 8 chance for each one of those numbers on the second spin. So, this is an independent situation. For the probability, I'm going to call it event A, that you get a 5. Well, that would happen 1 out of 8 times. There's 8 choices. One of them is a 5. So any one of those numbers has a 1 out of 8 probability. The probability of event B happening, which is you get a number greater than 3. That means we don't include 3. Greater is higher. I would count 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that happens 5 out of 8. And now this word and, the probability of both of them happening, so I would write A and B, we multiply those probabilities. So that's 1/8 times 5/8, and that'll tell us the chance of both of those things happening. 5 out of 64. In yesterday's assignment, they were taking the fraction. Today, your assignment's asking for the decimal, so go ahead, grab that calculator, divide it. There are some rounding questions, so I hope you're rounding these on your own. You're going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. And that's a 7.8% chance of a 5 first and then a number greater than 3. Unlikely. Yeah, 7.8 there. All right, we got a bag of money. How exciting. There's $21 bills and 5 $10 bills. I would definitely assume I was going to pull a 1 out. There's 21s and 5 10s. I'm jumping. You randomly draw a bill from the bag, set it aside. I'm gonna mark that off, the set aside. That means the sample space is changing. After your first pull, the whole composition of the bag is different. So that's a dependent situation. Because something has been set aside, you call it dependent. I also want to just take a note here that we are talking about 25 total bills in there. 20 and 5, 25 total. All right, so you draw a bill, randomly draw another bill. What's the probability that A and B will occur? Okay, event A, the probability of getting a 10, that's 5 out of 25 bills. There's 5 of them in there. And we do reduce that 1/5. You have a 20% chance of getting a 10. In my mind, it was way less likely. It was like 2%. But you do have a 20% chance of pulling a 10. Now, the probability of the second event happening, I'm going to go ahead and I could show subtraction and a lot of formulas here, but we're just going to do it reasonably. Now, 1 bill is out of the bag, so there's only 24 in there. So now I only have 24 in there. Dependent situations require some subtraction. And the bill that's out of the bag is a 10, so that means there's only 4 left inside there. So the probability of event B happening is 4 out of 24, which is 1/6. So now the probability of A and B both happening, I would multiply these together. And there's 1 out of 30 people with those 2 pulls would end up with $20. 3%. 3.3%. 1 out of 30. Lucky with $20. Most people just get $2. Some people get 20. Any questions on 1 and 2? All right, who's got a question about yesterday's assignment? And if you want to turn it in on paper, now's the time. Name, date, period, over there on the desk. Yesterday's work. All right, you guys are working these again. Every situation's kind of new and unique. We got license plates, we got paintings, we got spinners, we got dice, we got coins. Go ahead, work on these. Read them first. Try them. If you have a question, let me know. It'll be available in like 10 minutes online. But start it on paper. Don't wait for it to be online. Yeah.